The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get.
He missed the complete. That is crazy
As I
stuff.
said, Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
Summer vacation has started for the drivers of the Premier Racing League as we travel across the seas for the next 3 weeks to do some road racing and some all-star racing at the same time. As tonight, it's the Patriot Fire Cup Series all-star race from Monza, Italy on the Global Sim Racing channel. Good evening and welcome to this Tuesday special. I'm Chris Scala alongside Sean Ambrose. As always, Joe Peak is directing the show and, of course, looking up what pizzelles are. And Dougie Beard, of course, working on the cameras. Now, Sean, tonight's a very dangerous and historic track because when you think of Monza, you think of the F1 track, which that'll be Thursday. Tonight we hit that old oval track, that 2.6 mile Monza oval that's bumpy, that's fast, that's tricky and tight. It's got everything in the making of a wild race.
Chris, it took us all day to get here to Milan, Italy. They built this track in 1922. It's still here. It was the world's third purpose-built motor racing circuit after Indianapolis and the historic Brooklands track in England. No longer there. You can still see parts of that track, though, if you go over there and visit. Anyway, hey, listen. This track, Chris, this is a bit of a novelty. This old oval that they've got here. It's 2.641 miles around the track. Now, in comparison, Talladega is 2.66. 2.641, okay, a little bit shorter, but the 30 degrees of banking in the corner, 3 degrees shy of the banking at Talladega. I will tell you the difference in these corners is that they're a bit scalloped. And picture a macaroni noodle, if you will, and you cut it in half, and well, it's a scallop noodle, okay. And this track a bit like that. It's not a flat surface. No part of it is flat. It has a roll to it. You can run it down a little bit towards the bottom, but what you've got to be really careful with is the transition here. You get a little bit off that transition in a turn. You're not going to be able to hang on to it. Chris, let's take a ride around in the GSRC Monster Energy Cup car for a ride around Autodromo Nazionale Monza.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Global Sim Racing channel. I'm Brian Yazik, taking you for a spin around the Monza historic oval in the GSRC Chevrolet SS. So without further ado, here we go. It's a very, very unique oval. It's kind of like Daytona and Darlington kind of had a child because you get the fast sweeping high banks of a plate race, but you get the narrowness and the compact racing that you would at a Darlington. You can see guys move all the way around up and top. You don't want to hit that fence. Come straight off of this corner here, down this long backstretch. The track itself is 2.64 miles long. Watch this entry right here into the turn. Don't get caught up into that guardrail because that is going to end your night in a hurry. Through 3 and 4, you can, like I said, you can pretty much move all the way top and bottom. The car feels pretty stable. In the draft, it's going to be very unique to see how these big heavy stock cars handle this. Coming off of turn 4, pretty much following this white line all the way straight down and across the line. And that is going to complete our track guide here around the Monza historic left-turning version of the oval. I'm Brian Yazik. Enjoy the show.
Speeds of almost 200 miles an hour around this track. The race is set up for those who can drive the perfect race. If you make a mistake, you'll be in the garage. Chris is with a man who created the idea and helps run the Premier Racing League, James Krahula.
Yes, with the driver of the number 4 NP3 Designs car is Mr. Krahula. This race tonight, you're calling it an exhibition. I mean, we can call it whatever we want to tonight, but it's Monza. It's survival. What are you expecting out here?
I'm expecting this to be a complete cluster. That's why we are allowing everyone to have 2 cars out here for when they inevitably break the first car.
Talk about the idea of putting this race together. Obviously, we're overseas now as we got the Monza Road Course coming up Thursday, and then next week we go to Twin Ring Motegi and then Suzuka after that. What was the idea behind putting this international little flavor into the summer schedule?
I mean, honestly, they're just really fun tracks, and you know, we tested them in winter and everything, and surprisingly, everyone had a whole lot of fun at Monza. And I don't know. I just want to do something kind of fun to come out here and try something different. And, let's not count it for points and everything, but this track is, I don't know if it's fun, but it's sure chaotic, and that could be fun. So that's, we're excited to be over here in Italy here for this week, and then we'll be in Japan for the next 2 weeks before we head back to Daytona in July and start the second half of the schedule.
So talk about the prizes. You guys are giving away some stuff this evening?
Yeah, $20 to the winner, and then the person that finishes the highest with 0 incidents will also be getting $10 as well. So $30 going out there tonight. Well, we could do more. It'd definitely be higher and everything, but I'm poor. It's coming out of my pocket, so we're having a lot of fun with that. It's just, I don't know. It's just a ridiculous track, and I hope that everyone has fun with it.
So my question to you is if everybody in the field has more than 0 incident points, is the broadcasters coming next in line for that money?
Oh no, I've listened to y'all's broadcast before. That definitely counts for a couple incident points.
And I let you do a bootleg race with us a couple weeks ago. Anyways, Mr. Krahula, we wish you the best of luck tonight. And at number 4, we appreciate your time, and watch out for those guardrails that stick out. They hurt.
Oh, you're going to be trusting you can't see, so you're just hoping that the person in front of you is going where they need to be. It's this track is just nuts.
My dad told me once when I was younger, when you can't see in the rain, look down at the yellow line on the track. Use that as your reference tonight, James. Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
James Krahula joining us in the booth. Not that I listen to much advice from anybody, but I did learn I should listen to Dad sometimes. Anyways, Sean, tonight 201 miles. We're doing 76 laps around here. Now, we don't have a halfway bonus or any of that stuff tonight because it's an all-star race, but I believe, I'll have to check, I believe we do have the point standings. We do not have the point standings, but so we'll move from that. But we will talk about the stretch of races. We heard us mention that in the interview there with James, Sean. You heard the 3 international tracks that we're coming up with. We got this one, and then we switch around the Monza, and we go into the Monza without a first chicane track, which that's got a pretty long straightaway on it.
Yeah, and it doesn't really involve this oval, and without that first chicane, it's a pretty flat-out race, to be honest with you. It's a very, very fast track without that one chicane. It really takes one of the harder chicanes on the course out of the mixture and really produces a really fun brand of racing at Monza. Now, I've done some testing with James at the guys here at Monza last year when they came up with this idea, and we did a little bit of a late night testing, and gotta be honest with you, I think we knew within about 3 laps that this was going to be a great combination here. I know it doesn't sound like it, but it is. It's a blast. It really is. And when we get here Thursday night, 45 laps around that Grand Prix circuit without that first chicane, it's going to be a battle to watch.
Well, when you think about the track, when you take out that first chicane, has a little bit of a Watkins Glen to it. A lot of straightaways when you look at it, because you got the I guess you can call it the back straightaway that goes into that final turn, which is a pretty much a 90-degree corner when you come back to the front straightaway, and then you're on that long straight all the way up to what will now become turn 1 with that first chicane out. It just seems like a bunch of chicanes with some little corners and a couple S's.
Yeah, and I can definitely tell you that Parabolica, the turn 11, which is basically coming out of turn 4 on this track, probably going to be the toughest spot on track for these cars to find grip, get speed, because that's where the race is at a turn 11 up that front stretch across the start finish line. And Parabolica, probably one of the tougher hairpin-like turns you'll see. Not a very tight hairpin, a wide sweeping one, but one that's very, very hard to find grip. There is absolutely no banking there. It's flat. It almost falls off to the left just a bit. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to get to the let's face it, the old Darlington of Japan there in a few weeks. Yeah.
Twin Ring Motegi, that's actually next on the schedule. I was going to add to you what you said, Sean, about the parabolic. That corner, think of Sonoma a little bit, a little wider. Turn 11 at Sonoma, that's what that kind of reminds you of. But yeah, and then we go to Twin Ring Motegi, as you mentioned. That's a 1.5, a little over 1.5 mile oval. That's, you mentioned Darlington. It's egg shaped. It's flat in one side, banked over on the other side.
Yeah, and a real bear to get around. I mean, we've done. I've had some experience with some Indy races here, and even an Xfinity race. And I think we've seen some trucks run here as well. And the Twin Motegi Ring it's strange. It's a strange track because, again, once you get on it, you feel like you're somewhere else, but you know you're right there in the middle of Japan. And it's pretty scenic, too. Do we know if that's under the lights or if that one's a daytime race, Chris?
I hope it's not under the lights, because I believe that's the one track, if you put it under the lights, you really can't see well.
Well, that's why I asked. There's a couple of actually noticeable dark spots on that track, and well, it could get very interesting if it's under the lights.
Then again, maybe we want it under the lights. That'd make it fun.
Yeah, add a little element of danger to it.
But then after that, we go to Suzuka. Now, I got to look at their schedule, but I know it's not the full course. I believe it's just the East Circuit they're running.
That's right. Yeah, the Suzuka East side. Yep.
Which the East side, I believe, is the old circuit that they used to run in the exhibition for NASCAR.
Yes, it was. Let's face it, things on the west side of the wall, Chris, haven't been good. And, well, they decided the east side would be better to run this time. I'm just kidding. Everything's fine on the west side, okay? We're running, yes, they wanted to give it that NASCAR feel. Obviously, going over and doing this points race here in Japan and running that NASCAR track that they ran the exhibitions on, which Mike Skinner, the great Mike Skinner, was a winner at. I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of Mike Skinner. anyway, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting there to Suzuka for that race.
Very interesting. I want to put these two in the same sentence. Mike Skinner and Danica Patrick. What do they have in common? Simple.
Yeah.
Mike Skinner has 2 wins in Japan, none in the U.S.
Danica All right, Patrick, why did you have to go do that, man? Come on, man.
Hey, it is what it is. I just try to speak the truth when it's all over with. But speaking of the West Side, Montel Jordan liked the West Side, so hey.
Oh.
Anyways.
There we go.
So my question now is, we talked about those 3 tracks. How big are these 3 going to factor in the championship, not only for the summer season, but going into the rest of the season?
I think it's going to be really big. Let's face it, not everybody in this league I would say there's maybe a couple of handfuls of accomplished road racers in the PRL, and I'd say that the rest are average or maybe less than average. So Suzuka is going to be tough for these drivers. Monza is going to be tough, but Suzuka is going to be a backbreaker for these guys. 90 laps around that circuit. That could be detrimental to your season there. You know, the Twin Ring Motegi, that's going to come all down to set up and drivers working with each other on that track, a little give and take there. That could be a big carnage event. It could be okay. I honestly think the best race we're going to have is going to be the one that we see this Thursday night. Not to hype that one up too much, but I really think this circuit is a good fit for the Xfinity. I'm sorry, for the Monster Energy Cup car.
Well, we shall see what happens here as we watch the cars coming across the line here. They should be about done qualifying here. Watching Tommy Ryan on screen, P2 with a 52.795. It was actually his fastest lap here. Now, the one thing that's majorly different here, Sean, is the restrictor plates. When Monza was first released last year, we remember going around this track 210, 215 mile an hour in the draft. And all of a sudden tonight I get in the room and I'm noticing we're only going about 190, 195 mile an hour. So the restrictor plates are here. That's, I think, puts a little more control in the hands of the drivers with this tight track.
Yes, definitely. I couldn't agree with you more. I think it does. Yeah, iRacing went ahead and corrected that because it technically was a 2.5 mile plus track, and they put the plates on them. And it did kind of settle the car just a bit, but Chris, make no mistake, man, when they get up in a draft and get going around this track at full bore, we'll be pushing 200. we get about 10 cars locked up line astern. I think you might see him hit 199, even possibly push 200 on that dial.
Which could be very fun to watch here as you see Scott Eckridge going across the line. Looks like he just took the pole, 52.761. He's got it by 6/1000ths over teammate Woodrow Mahan there in that number 12. So Eckridge, the guy who usually sits out the Cup races, back in his number 70 car here this evening. But yeah, I think we're going to see some tight racing. You mentioned night to draft. The tight, I know we've used that word a lot, but look how narrow it is. You can look at that view right there. See where the yellow line is up to the wall. It's not that far apart. So, I mean, it barely can fit two cars there mid-corner. But that does lead me to the keys tonight for this evening, Sean. And the first one I came up with is patience. If you're somebody, let's look over here, Don Ruckle Jr., Jeff Gall, and those guys, they are going to have to be patient.
Boy, I tell you what, it makes me think of that old Guns N' Roses song, which I won't sing for anyone right now. Patience is going to be key. You're getting off of turn 4, the transition to that straightaway there, it narrows out quite a bit, and the car gets very, very light as the track starts to level out again. You've got to be really, really careful through there, man. There could be havoc on the very first lap when they come back around to complete that first lap. We're going to have to watch out for that. This track, again, it presents many challenges because of the way these turns are laid out. They're not as wide as Talladega or Daytona, not even close. And like I tried to mention earlier, they're not flat either, Chris. So your tires are never constantly in the same place on the track. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Now, we're going to step away from the rest of these keys here. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's take a look at our NP3 Designs Pole Award lap that is going to be done by Scott Eckridge. A 52.761 mile lap here as we get that set up. But Scott Eckridge definitely holding it to the floor here down to turn 1. You just see him hauling the mail. Look at the bumps here. You just see the car just porpoising through the corners and stuff. And it's just a very fast corner. It doesn't look like he's going that fast, but you got trees all around you, and that it looks like you're going through the forest at 200 mile an hour.
Hopefully nothing jumps out of that forest when you're rolling by there.
Oh dear. Literally. But yeah, down to 3 and 4 here. They go over a tunnel. They go over the tunnel here, which, Sean, you're the guy that knows the road course names of corners. I don't, but the corner that sets up the straightaway down to Parabolica. That's where that tunnel pretty much goes right over that corner, but into the front straightaway here. Ascari, I guess that would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
And across the line, there's like 3 start finish lines, but the actual one's right there where they cross the podium at in the lap of 52.761. That is your NP3 Design Pole Award. Now, we got about a minute or so, I think, before we start here. So we'll go back to the keys real quick. Key number 2, track position, which you kind of mentioned. I think that's going to be huge tonight. And then the last one, the guardrails. I mentioned the guardrails because in turn 1 and turn 3, there's guardrails that stick out. And if you hit it, you're done.
Rip off a corner of the car for sure. Yeah,
a corner? Might impale a couple things.
Yeah, you just might. You got to be really careful there. Obviously, listen. This race is going to be all about awareness, and paying attention and having really, really good focus here. 76 laps. I'm going to be honest. I've never done 76 laps at this track. I've had trouble completing 25 laps at speed around this track. So, Chris, I think we're about to journey into a little bit of the unknown, at least for some of us and probably a lot of our viewers here this evening.
Yeah, if you've never watched a race at Monza, I would suggest you go get a packet of Orb Rembacher, go put it in the microwave real quickly and get back and watch because you might get some popcorn ready here very shortly. Now, tires I don't think are going to play a factor at all tonight because, again, it's like Talladega. But let's take a look at the starting lineup for this all-star race that has Scott Eckridge on the pole. 52.762 seconds alongside him, his teammate Woodrow Mahan.
All right, row 2. Going to be Tommy Ryan and Tyler Dalton.
Yeah, a couple of Steel Horse guys there in row 2. Row 3, Jonathan Goodell alongside Billy Tungate, the owner of American Pool Supply in this race starting 6th.
All right, row 4, Brian Put It Out Yazik and Norman Pelletier, 8th.
Travis McQuestion will start inside of row number 5. Alongside him, Daytona 300 and Talladega winner. Could be somebody to watch tonight, Ricky Harden.
Row 12, Tim Johnston, Jeff Ryan.
Taking a look at row number 7, the creator behind the sim racing apps, Jeffrey Gilliam, alongside Jeff Gow.
All right, row 8, 15th going to be Josh King, and Snoop Doggy Don Runkle starts 16th.
Last week's Charlotte Dominator, Jeff Ward, will start alongside Calvin Filarski.
Row 10, James Grohula 19th, Gerald Livingston 20th.
And the final 2 starters on the grid, you'll see John Wilco there, and Carson Aube, I believe is how you say his last name. I don't know. But, yeah, the Canadian driver going to start 22nd. I nailed it, apparently. Carson not usually in the Cup Series, so sometimes you got to throw out a name or two and just guess.
Hashtag nailed it. I stole that from the guys over at the Lionheart IndyCar Series, but they won't mind.
And apparently Adam Sandler gave the command to crank them up here as the cars are going to pull away. I don't know if we picked that up or not from Brian Yazik doing his best Adam Sandler impersonation.
Did somebody miss the grid here up front, didn't they?
We'll have to see. I see people already taking out the device, the plastic things out in the track that tells you to turn left here.
Yeah, I guess not. I thought I saw somebody missing when they rolled off, but I guess it wasn't.
Now you see the banking here. It's 30 degrees, so it's actually 3 degrees smaller than Talladega. It's just shy of Daytona, actually. But you see how tight it is. One car there, and you see the rest of them down on the apron. They're going to come off in turn 2 here, and this gets really tight because it flattens out. Yeah, the styrofoam. That was the word I'm looking for. And it kind of widens out here once you get on the straightaway. You get plenty of room for 2, 3. You could try 4 wide. But then once you get down the end of the straightaway here, Sean, and I think we'll pick it up here on the camera, you're going to see one of the 2 guardrails I'm speaking of that you got to watch out for. Coming into turn 3 is they come down the straightaway here. But Eckrich warming up the car. But there's the guardrail right to your camera's left. You'll see that guardrail sticks out. And that thing will reach out and grab you, and it hurts.
Yeah, it's not even fun. It will reach out and grab you.
I won't do any Depeche Mode jokes tonight. I'll leave them alone. But they have that same kind of guardrail over in turn 1, so it's going to get very interesting. Oh, I'm supposed to give a pick tonight, aren't I? Since Sean's not doing a woodshed pick, I got to throw a pick out there, don't I?
Yeah, you do. I did not do a woodshed pick tonight.
Don Runkle Jr. Going with the sleeper.
Oh! Reaching deep into your bag. Deep into something.
Wow. Deep blue something?
Oh, jeez.
All right, here we go. Pace car's in, Sean. Well, it's not yet, but it's getting ready to go in. Turn left, pace car. There you go.
Joshua King starting from the pit.
All-star race underway as we're green, and Eckrich is gone, and they're already 3 wide in the middle. Here comes that guardrail to our left here. You see it in the turn 1. Slowly getting up to speed here, 160 mile an hour, everybody through turn 1. So for those who planned a wreck in turn 1 and put the odds in Vegas, you just lost money. Congratulations.
Norman Pelletier struggling a little bit, getting out of turn 2. He gets a little bit of the wall, keeps it on track. Everybody now slipping in line of stern as they head down the back straight.
This is where it might be actually okay to be single file going into a corner. But everybody doing so. Pretty much all the cars single file down to turn 3 and 4 here. Eckrich leading Woodrow Mahan in a train known as the LPM train up front.
Yeah, you don't want to play bumper cars here, Chris. You really got to be careful.
Right there, Woodrow Mahan getting down to the bottom. Oh, the 3. Oh, here we go. Jeff Ward in it. Up, Don Runkle's in it. Hungate got hooked. And we made it to lap 2. And they do got faster pairs tonight. That's the one thing that has changed. I see the 61 also involved of Jeffrey Gilliam. And bring him down the back straightaway here. You're going to see the whole thing.
And I was just about to talk about how you really needed to watch your runs and how quickly he got him on somebody. And Billy had a good head of steam going here on Brian Yazik. He had to get out of it just a bit. You're going to see him here just behind Yazik. He's going to come running up on him. He gets out of it a little bit out. He gets out of the throttle, and when he does, gets clipped from behind there. Just that little bit of checkup he had to make because the run he was getting on Yazik just starts that whole melee.
I see 3-4 cars at least. Runkle does a good job to spin it, but unfortunately he hits a little bit of the guardrail there pretty hard. But the first caution out this evening here.
Because of where they were at, Chris, it's a really long tow around. Yeah, they full tow around, and then they'll get that fast repair. But boy, it's tough to use that in the second lap of the race.
Yeah, Runkle here tried to zig, and unfortunately zagged and got the wall. So caution 1 on the track. We should mention if you are watching us tonight, you can chat with us. As I see Justin Prince is in there watching tonight, you could chat with us in the Global Sim Racing channel. We all have our chats up and willing to answer some questions and have a little fun this evening, as that's what this is all about. And got Joe Peak over here joining us for one night in Italy. I'm not sure how Amjad got him to do that, but he's helping us.
Jeff Ryan going into the pit here, Chris. Playing a little strategy early here?
I think he's just planning on riding in the back here. Either that or he might have gotten some damage, but we got a barbecue over here. Somebody's frying some spaghetti here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do Italian in with cooking on a grill.
Fried spaghetti.
I'm just saying. We got fried Oreos at a state fair.
Baked Ziti as our director is just...
That'd be fried ziti then? As you see, I'm not somebody who... Well, I do bake a lot when it comes to the oven, but...
All right, here they come rolling. Some of these paint schemes here, still in Memorial Day weekend mode. These guys holding on.
Well, you know, today is
for this All-Star event.
Well, yes, Sean, today is actual D-Day. Yeah,
yes, it is.
Of that, so there's kind of an American connection to this day, obviously, with what happened. Obviously years ago with D-Day happening.
You know, it's funny you mention that because I actually saw some very, very interesting statistics about D-Day today, and it was insane. There was like 136,000 soldiers involved in just that day in the invasion. 14,000 casualties, the real heroes of that landing, Chris. But again, when you think about the numbers, the 130, almost 140,000 soldiers, and only 14,000 perished. That tells you how much was behind that effort that day. The amount of planes and ships and armor that were behind all of that. Just amazing. For anyone who's not familiar with D-Day, I would suggest checking out a great documentary or just getting online and doing some research on it. It is regarded as the largest battle offensive in the history of the world.
Very interesting points there, and I know people that have been a part of D-Day, relatives and stuff like that, and just a very historic day in this history, in the history of the U.S. But one thing also Joe's mentioning to us, this track actually held a race between the worlds, where actually the Indy cars faced off against the F1 cars. Obviously that could be proportionate to the American schemes too, as they represent the nations and stuff like that. So that's something also. But caution number 1 out here at lap number 5 of 76.
And much like Talladega and Daytona, these caution flags do take a little bit of time to get around the track.
I always have a way of humbling people that start complaining about caution laps here, Pocono, Daytona, Talladega. We can have cautions all we want to, but go have a caution at Nürburgring and come talk. That'll
Well,
quiet people pretty quickly, won't it?
Yeah, but fortunately, in the official series, we don't deal with any races at Nürburgring that involve any full course cautions. So, our leader Scott Eckridge having a little fun doing
John
some
Deere.
lawn maintenance right now. Yeah, helping the guys over there in Italy a bit with some yard trimming.
Is it me, or is there some damage on the front of that 70? I wonder if he doesn't realize he's damaging his car by hitting those styrofoams.
Wow, you know what? That did bend up the right front a little bit, didn't it? Look at that. I don't think he
Probably has
made
no
contact
clue
with
of that.
anything else.
It might be a good idea for these people to stay off the styrofoam. You know, one idea also you can think of is maybe the splitter connecting with the banking, but I don't know if the splitter would do that much damage up in the nose area. I can see the splitter getting damaged, but look up in the nose. That's where it's like, that's got to be from hitting something square on.
And you know, something we probably want to mention to the viewers this evening, especially those that are stumbling across for the first time here, iRacing had a new build today, a new release today. Lots of things updated in this build. You never know, Chris, what may have been affected by that build. You know, everything is generally in the release notes, but some stuff is generalized, and you never know exactly what might be affected by that. And so with every change, every update, there's always some chance that the damage model was tweaked in some way or form.
Could have been.
Yeah, I mean, that could very well have been from splitter making contact with the racing surface.
Well, the only thing I saw in the reading for the Cup car, oh, somebody's hit the guardrail. There goes one. Somebody did it. Carson Abe just guardrailed it under caution.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
We warned you. It's all fun and games until somebody clobbered him. I think Norman Peltier. So they're coming to green, and we got one car smoking, and who's the other car? Oh, John Wilco has no nose. He's the one smoking. And Eckridge actually calling his own restart here. Very professional.
Boy, and Mahan just did not go.
Well, I'm curious to see how this damage gets him up to speed here with Eckridge. Because now you're pushing clean air with nose damage. We warned you. We warned people about that barricade. We almost should have started like some kind of donation fund where if they hit a barricade, we got some money.
Well, as a result of that, Carson Abe takes the car behind the wall. He's done for the night.
And Jeffrey Gilliam also taking his car behind the wall. But look at this, 2x2 down the backstretch.
Boy, and Yazik, look at Yazik. He's in a real precarious spot there. Oh, jeez.
Don't get precarious until you come off the corner here.
Oh,
this is where it gets tight. Go! There we go. Peltier, heading to the barricade. There's those signs I was talking about, the billboard.
That started with McQuestion. Oh, and no yellow flag. No yellow flag.
I pointed out on the air the billboard in turn 4. That's my reference point.
Oh, boy, here. I know we're looking at the replay, but...
Look out!
Yeah, McQuestion gets that
There's
wall.
nowhere to go there.
And that's a horrible spot to wreck into down there.
Oh, 3 wide up here for the lead.
Yeah, this is crazy right now.
Yikes.
Tyler Dalton looking to go to the middle just behind these guys.
Survival of the fittest.
Look, Yazik is riding down on that yellow line. He's straddling it. The car is all over the place, yet he continues to hang on.
It's going to get tight again. Everybody's good this time. We've had our first guardrail hit. We've had our first billboard hit. True story. I actually ran a league race here a few weeks back, and people were hitting that billboard over in turn 4. It actually was coming out with 50 to an hour of damage on pit road, not just the 30-minute engine. Which still trying to hold off Tommy Ryan, who's trying to push Tyler Dalton, trying to push the teammate there. I believe Steel Horse Racing teammate. I stand corrected. Tyler Dalton, Zone 15 Motorsports. The reason I affiliated him with Steel Horse. You would think Tommy would get that advantage with Scott not having a push.
Tyler Dalton having to be very, very careful back there in a number 19. Oh, and he almost missed contact with Woodrow Mahan coming off the turn.
Coming to the line. There's the first line. The second line right here is where the... Oh, man, I think Tommy Ryan led that lap. He did. Somebody clipped the guardrail a little bit there. Got a little sparky. You see the cars down there on the apron. Not sure if you're going to gain speed there. But Woodrow Mahan's down there with Brian Yazik. I noticed Yazik's got some right front damage on that car. It's over on right near the tire, I think is where I saw it at.
Now you've got, Chris, what you've got is a battle of the top 11 right now, and then you've got all the way back to 12th, another 5 seconds back down the field. It's John Wilco, Ricky Harden, Josh King, all in a battle, and back there,
Tommy for the lead. He's got Eckrich out there by himself. He's going to bring Dalton with him. I think Mahan's coming with him. Up, Eckrich scraping up. I think it's net coating with the wall there because he's nowhere close to it. You know what? Good point. He could be bottoming out too. Yeah. You know what, though? Look at Eckrich's right front now has got some damage. And they're coming up on lap traffic here. The lap car up ahead is Jeff Gow, the 92 here. Something's going to have to give here. We talked about how bumpy this track is.
Yeah, Gow better get going. He's they are closing quickly here.
Yeah, he might want to look out. See one car coming to pit road back there, the 15 of Ricky Harden. Not sure if he's getting damage fixed or what, but Harden is on pit road there in the 15, unscheduled stop there. Tommy Ryan leading the line down the back straightaway here as they come up on that lap car of Gal.
Fast approaching on the number 92. I think they're going to catch him in the straightaway. Gal already going to the top of the track, Chris.
Right now they need to stay single. Oh boy. I'm nervous. Still Gal's in the wall. I'm nervous. Oh, a barrier. Oh, we got barricades flying places.
Gal just like, please get me out of the way.
It worked out, I guess.
Yeah, in the end it kind of did, didn't it?
Thankfully. But Tommy Ryan leads, Tyler Dalton, Woodrow Mahan, Scott Eckrich, Brian Yazik, your top 5. And yeah, you look at that 55, he has some damage on that right front. You can see right there in the shot, right near the tire. I wonder if he hit some of that barricade stuff. But Woodrow Mahan going to dive into the bottom for the lead. Are they thinking 3 wide off this corner? This would be like Darlington. Don't go to the outside in turn 4. I'm surprised, Sean. That apron is working.
It is. It is. I'm a little surprised, too. I personally don't like running down there. That's a little too dangerous for me.
Dalton for the lead. Got that inside trainer coming. Woodrow's going to go by. He's going to bring Scott Eckrich with him. Brian Yazik coming with him as they go down the back straightaway. Woodrow's down in the grass trying to pass Dalton.
Can I have a pass in the grass, please?
That is the definition of pass in the grass. To correct those who call the 87 Earnhardt pass in the grass. He's already passed him.
See, Yazik is just scaring me down there, man. It's just such a dangerous way to live, straddling that yellow line on this track.
This is Yazik having fun with this. Is the Woodrow Mahan bringing his teammate Scott Eckrich with him. As you ride on board with Yazik. Kids, you might want to close your eyes here.
I imagine his big bald head is starting to bead up a little bit. Little beads of sweat.
Easy on the ball
up
jokes.
there. Contact, Eckrich and Dalton making some contact, getting a little squirrely up there in the front of the field, riding on board with Yazakir.
Easy on the ball joke, sir. Oh, trouble! Jeff Ryan in the wall in the backstretch. Oh, he hit that guardrail too. And here comes that other pack. They might want to check up. Caution 2 out. He got hooked.
Yeah, let's look at the replay. Oh, yeah, and he just...
Who's that red car that missed him?
Think
that Peltier?
Was it? No, Peltier's... Yeah, Peltier's behind the wall.
Now, while we're
Maybe
looking at
that
the
was
replay
Peltier,
here,
actually.
while we're looking at the replay here, I should mention that I did hear James Krahula say over the chat that he is going to wave all the cars a lap down back onto the lead lap here. So I think we're going to see everybody back on the lead lap here. I could be wrong by that. That's what I thought I heard. Let's. But yeah, caution number 2 out on the track here as the leader's going to catch the pace car here. And we're going to see likely some pit stops here.
Yeah, the pace car coming out of turn 4 right now. These pits will be open for our leaders. Chris, 16 laps in the books. I think it's a good time for a pit stop.
Yeah, and now thinking about it, I'm assuming, again, we don't know what the restrictor plates on these cars now, that they can go about the same distance as Talladega on fuel, which is about 38 laps. I'm just kind of going off of guessing here. But Woodrow Mahan going to lead them on this very tight pit road, especially in the entrance there. Look how tight that is.
I just thought about something. You need to be looking out for your fast repair. You certainly don't want to use it if you don't think you need it.
Make sure that box is unchecked.
Some of these cars have got not phantom damage, but have got a little bit of damage, but not enough to hurt the car. Yeah, Scott Eckrich
He's on the border.
Barely gets in that stall.
Two tires. Tommy Ryan. Tyler Dalton.
Dalton. Ooh, Eckrich does not get by Dalton. Or did they give it? No, they gave it to Eckrich on the way out. Him and Dalton right there at the line, neck and neck. They gave it to Eckrich.
Well, we're going to step away for a quick second and get ourselves a pit stop before we get back to racing here. We're at lap 17 of the GSRC All-Star race here at Monza. We'll be back on the Global Sim Racing channel. And back at Monza for the All-Star race here in the Patriot Fire Cup Series on the Global Sim Racing channel. We should mention the Coastal Safety Auditor. We're going to plural this. Lucky dogs. Going to be the whole entire field that's, well, a lap down or more. They are getting put on the lead lap, basically, what they're doing, because it's a fun race. They're like, we're going to go put everybody back on the lead lap here, as Brutus gets to take a quick little break here at Monza. He had a long flight in a cage.
Nice to see Brutus.
You say
And I'm sure
Brutus
we'll
in
see
Italian?
him again. They say Brutus in Ete Brutus. Oh, that's Latin. That's Latin. I'm sorry. That's old. That's OG Italian right there. Our director's throwing down some great stuff behind the scene, folks. You say biscuit, I say biscotti, okay?
I'll stick with Pizzelles, thank you.
Oh, boy. Still getting wave rounds established.
Yeah,
here.
so it looks like Billy Tungate's going to be the only one lap down. Everybody else is back on the lead lap, which means my pick, Don Ruckle Jr., still in it. Not that I'm showing favorites, but I'm showing Sean how to make picks.
Really?
So far, Sean's
Really?
picks have not run well. Every race, we had Soup on for one broadcast, and Soup gets the second place finisher. We ought to have a segment every Thursday called Soup du Jour.
I can get Soup on the line right now, and he can come in and take over the rest of this broadcast if that would make you happy, sir.
You just want to go out your Rangers.
Well, the lights are out. The cars are making their way through turn 2 now, Chris. Just about time to get back racing here at Monza.
Yeah, we still got 20, make that 18 cars on the track still. Make that 19 because Norman Peltier's still out there at Tungate on pit road here. But basically, still got 18 cars in this race. Don't know how many have used wave rounds, the repair, other than the few that have been involved in accidents. So those guys got to be a little careful. I think riding in the back might be the safest way to go here. As you've seen the 2 cautions, the 2.5 cautions technically. We had the one coming back to the green where the guy hit the guardrail here, so let's hope this don't happen again. I always get nervous on the one camera view where it looks right at the guardrail and you see cars flying by it.
Yeah, they're coming over the bridge now. That is that straightaway that leads down to Variante Ascari, turns 8, 9, and 10 on the Monza circuit that we'll see just in a couple of days.
Hey, I heard rumors that our broadcast booth is actually going to be up on that bridge.
We'll have to see. I'm not so sure about that, but that would not be a bad spot to hang out.
I just saw one car scrape up the outside wall back there on the outside road. Not sure who that was coming off turn 4, so it's not only tight under green, but tight under yellow. It was Wilco, actually, in a 62. Here we go, pace car back in. Tommy Ryan to 2 tires with Tyler Dalton up front. Scott Eckrich, Woodrow Mahan, Brian Yazik, your top 5. And you're riding on the back of Tommy Ryan. Down into turn 1. Leaders still side by side as they're trying to sort it out here. Now they go single file, the first battle for 3rd. You see it right in the rear there. Brian Yazik's trying to make some moves here. Look at him draft his way on the apron. 3 wide down the back. 4 wide, anyone? Make it 5 wide, anyone? One car out in the grass.
Oh, we got a car in the grass back here that looks to be...
That's the Epcot car, John Wilco.
Yeah, John Wilco sliding around in the grass. He keeps it on track. Ricky Harden able to get around clean.
So Yazik using the apron to get to the lead with the 4 tires. Gonna get tight. Everybody off turn 4 cleanly. The draft here is so huge. These cars just suck up. Oh, a teammate gonna dive under him. Woodrow Mahan. Dalton gonna go to the outside. This is tight. You see them 2 by 2 into turn 2.
Oh,
Over 185 mile an hour, and here comes Tyler Dalton. Now these guys are swapping the lead.
Yeah, and Woodrow Mahan coming off the turn was right on Dalton's bumper. They almost made contact. They were horrible right there. Dalton trying to make it stick down there on the inside of Yazik. Goes side by side here, Chris.
Oh, Yazik, here we go. Big one. This is going to be big.
Oh, everybody.
Oh.
Everybody's everybody.
Wow, one car hit hard. That was a question. Holy cow.
Oh, boy. That's, it was McQuestion. That's the second time McQuestion's hit hard, too.
That escalated quickly. Goodell goes straight into the...
Wow.
Well, the two interesting views we need to get here, off the top of my head, is Travis McChristian and Jonathan Goodell. We can get those two views. We'll have one laughing and the other one we're going to feel bad. The feel bad's going to be McChristian, the laughing is going to be Jonathan Goodell. Watch this hit. There's the wreck. He's okay here. He's okay. Oh! There's the laughing, that's the bad moment. Here's the laughing moment. Jonathan Goodell trying to do everything he can to miss his wreck. My thoughts are thinking probably here, if I'm Goodell, I'm like, well, yep, okay, they're wrecking. Up, I gotta save it. Oh, they're still wrecking. I need to miss this somehow. Let me just... Well, you know what? It wasn't Goodell. You know what? It was another car that went straight into the guardrail. That's where I actually missed it. There's another car in that wall.
That was Scott Eckridge, I think.
That's who we need to go on board with.
Yeah, go on board the Eckridge because he goes all the way down there, straight into that fence, into that corner.
Eckridge learned the hard way about there's nowhere to go down there. Yeah, here's the wreck. Hey, it's right in your living room, guys. And there's the contact. There's the wreck. Watch Eckridge here. He goes spinning. He's straight. He's like, all right, I got this. I'm good. Oh, I'm not good.
Jeez. Puts him off back in the woods there.
Who put that wall there?
You know, it all starts with that contact there with Dalton and Yazik riding side by side. It ends with everybody behind them basically in the pit lane getting service. Hopefully getting a fast repair if they've got it left. You know, that's the thing. We just had that pit stop there, Chris, and what you hope is that the guys are paying attention and didn't waste a fast repair in the pit. If they did, they're in trouble. They're going to be in the pits for a long time. Yep.
Now we'll have to see how the policy goes for wave arounds here, but I did see Norman Peltier's getting a wave around. Not sure got the lucky dog, so we're going to just go out and throw another plug out real quick. The Coastal Safety Auditors, your one-stop shop for fire and life safety equipment and services. Coastal Safety Auditors. There's Brutus. And pretty much everybody a lap down, I believe, is getting this award. So,
should we just leave just take the leash off of him and let him run around all night? Just a thought.
Something tells me bad things might happen there, and those people at PETA might be ticked off at us.
Yeah. Oh, again, our director makes another fine point this evening. They're in the Royal Park, and there are leash laws in the Royal Park.
I think we've learned that Joe Peak actually checks out that website that does exist called dumblaws.com at one point in his life. Where I once learned in the state of Rhode Island, you cannot park an alligator next to a fire hydrant. True story.
Okay. I didn't know they had a gator problem in Rhode Island.
Apparently.
No.
Also read in the, the country of, I think it's Amsterdam, you are allowed to try to escape jail, but if you get caught, you have to spend another year in jail.
Wow. Crime, proving once again, crime does not pay, Chris.
So caution number 3 on the track, Tyler Dalton, your leader now after being involved in that wreck. You're going to have Tyler Dalton in the lead. Jeff Ward, the winner from Charlotte last week, he is going to be second. Jeff Ryan going to be third. Ricky Hard now up to fourth, and what do you know, fifth place, Don Runkle Jr. in the top 5. So very interesting stuff going on with all these wrecks going on. Just listening to some of the chat here as they're still Got a couple laps before they go green. But hopefully you guys are enjoying the show on Global Sim Racing Channel as we are at Monza tonight for the All-Star race for the Premier Racing League and the Patriot Fire Cup Series.
Well, Chris, listen, we've got next time around, we'll be working lap 25 of this 76 lap event this evening, and that'll be a third of the race done. I like the way it's shaping up so far. Can we make it to the end without a caution? That's the big question.
We'll see. You gotta have faith. I'm always one of those positive guys. You always get those guys in the race that are like, "Oh, I see this race being 2 hours and 20 cautions later." But you know what? Hey, anything's possible. But if you're Tyler Dalton right now, you wonder how that damage is. I'm trying to see if it looks like he got a new car, so he's fixed up. Jeff Ward, perfectly clean, number 89. Jeff Ryan, he was in the second caution. He's up to third. Yeah, interesting question in chat, Sean. You can park an alligator? Question mark. Not sure what gear that would go into, but yeah, I guess you can.
Remember, though, you can't tune a fish.
John, can you not do that while I'm drinking, please? I'm drinking water here.
Okay, so Travis McQuistion, one of the unfortunate ones, he is still in the pits and probably going to be there for a while.
Travis is okay. That was a lick.
Yeah, and he did. He had to use that fast repair on the first caution flag this evening, so he's likely there for quite a while.
I mean, the view I had on my camera here on my monitor, all I saw was everybody wrecking. And I see this one car shoot across my screen. And I was like, okay, that was a lick, whoever hit that. But you see the top 6 double file. Those are the cars that pretty much weren't damaged, I think. And then the rest of them are either coming out of the pits from getting damage fixed or getting wave arounds or whatever. But we do still have 16 cars on the lead lap. The only ones a lap down are behind the wall. Travis McQuistion, Jeff Gow, Billy Tungate, Norman Peltier to third, Carson Abe, and Jeffrey Gilliam.
Great comment here from Bluegrass Racing in the chat. Hashtag Pirelli Deathwall claims another one.
Blue Goose, you know who that is? That's Brett Beccari, the Blue Goose.
Okay,
is watching this tonight. That's a nickname he actually got in a race once. It's one of the Captain Motorsports drivers, the Blue Goose, watching. That Pirelli Deathwall is that wall in the corner I'm telling you about, the coming off turn 4 with the billboards. We need to put Joe's mic live so people can hear what he says behind the scenes. I think we should for this All-Star race.
I'll tell you what, if we get 2 or 3 more cautions, we may need to. We may need a third commentator in the booth.
Joe's a pro. He's got the pack majors covered.
Yeah, what a great broadcast that was the other night, too. The pack majors broadcast here on the Global Sim Racing channel.
We'll have to see how you did in your 500 race, but pace car going to hang on the left. That must not have been good. Okay, pace car's going to hang on left. Tyler Dalton going to lead on the green. Jeff Ward, Jeff Ryan, a guy named Jeff, Ricky Harden, 4th, Don Runkle, and Gerald Livingston, I should say, your top 6.
Don Runkle?
Yeah, Don Runkle, top 5.
Don Runkle, he owes me money. Not really. Yeah, oh boy, these restarts have been something to watch. Man, Don moving up the track.
They're all fishing everywhere.
Right up in front of
one zigs, one zagging.
Yeah.
Jeff Ward going to lead.
Don excelling at zigging and zagging right now.
I see. Okay, that was my line earlier. Thank you.
Yes. Boy, Josh King looking awful swirly back there, sandwiched in between. No! Ouch! That was tough to watch. That was Jeff Ryan. That was Jeff Ryan. That was really tough to watch. And the caution's back out. Oh
my! Ow!
Poor Jeff.
That was a lick. I'm laughing at what Yazik just said.
Yeah, and Yazik gave a nice eulogy there. for Jeff. Poor Jeff, man.
I don't think we got chat on, so I got to explain it. But basically, what Yazik just said is after this pretty okay all-star race in lap 26, we lost Jeff Ryan. I'm sitting there laughing about it. Oh my God.
Jeez, I think you know what? He was one of those cars that came down to pit, and I wonder if he used to pass repair.
Yeah, well, he had to because he had that wreck over on the backstretch where he got turned.
Yeah, so I think that's probably going to end it for him too, as far as any chance of winning this thing. Did we talk about the money that was at stake tonight? And
well, I don't know if this money's going to go in anyone's pockets. It might be going to the garage to fix the cars.
I think it's going to go to the general beer fund. Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of teams, a lot of announcements that was made today. Michael Krobach made the announcement he wasn't racing anywhere, actually, across the seas. He's working on his cars that have been too damaged over the past few weeks. You had the Captain Motorsports team said that their cars were all destroyed from previous races, so they're taking tonight off and going to the road course, which, after what we're seeing, might have been a good idea.
I'm standing here beside myself.
What do you look like?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what we've got to do to get everybody to behave here and get through this race, but have we seen a green flag run longer than 10 laps yet?
Debatable. But the question we're seeing in chat right now is, does anyone have zero incidents still? That's a good question.
Here's who I think may have zero incidents. Okay, I have a way of calculating this, but it's not foolproof. It's not Sean proof. But anyway, Tyler Dalton, Jeff Ward, Snoop Doggy, Don Runkle.
I know Don does, and I can tell you probably Tyler does, because Tyler was in the wreck with Yazik.
Okay, Calvin Filarski,
maybe.
Krahula Livingston.
Potentially, maybe.
And that's it.
You're missing one car.
Billy Tungate, maybe?
Oh, the pace car.
Yeah. The pace car is incident-free for sure, yes.
Now, give it time. The pace car will throw himself in the wall. He does that sometimes.
Yeah.
Not sure who's driving the pace car this evening.
Yeah, and for
Drew Carroll, maybe?
For our viewers, again, I know there's always a chance we've got new people watching. Incidents are one of those things that are kind of hard to keep track of because some of the incidents are calculated post-race. Until everything's final, you don't know exactly how those shake up. So my Joel real-time scoring application does calculate incidents, but it doesn't calculate all of them in real time. So right now I can see there are several drivers who have nothing recorded, but that may not include a contact with another car or a hit with the wall or something like that. So there we go.
Sounds fair enough. But we are all here for the All-Star race this evening. Hey, that was pretty good to me. But of course, Thursday night we're back here at Monza, but on the road course, we're going to run the road course without the first chicane. So Sean, basically explain to those how that's going to work, because names of corners and things. We're looking actually up the front straightaway. There's a chicane up there that's turn 1 and 2.
Right.
We're not going to use that.
As you head north up the start-finish line, okay, now that's the opposite direction of what we're traveling right now, actually, because right now we're heading south into the turn. Okay, we'll head that start-finish line. We just passed it going the other way. You'll head north down the straightaway, okay, down into what is turn 4 here. You'll keep going in all the way into what is turn 3 of the road circuit with that first chicane, which is called Variante. And Variante will not be there. I'm sorry, I read Ophelia. Yes, thank you, Mr. Director. I totally blew that. Yeah, so we'll head into Red Ophelia, which will not be there. So it's a straight blast all the way down into Curva Grande. Okay, Biasono, I think is how I remember saying that. That is a very long, sweeping right-hander, which will take us down into what will be the first chicane for the race. And that will be Della Rosia, which will be the first chicane that we hit on the track.
You will see the difference between myself, Sean, and Joe. I will call it turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5. They will call it all the names from Fred Sanford on.
Well, yeah, like I said, so the first chicane Thursday night will be De La Rogia, and then you'll head down to the very tricky curve at the Lesmo 6 and 7, the box end of the track, where it gets really slow, and with the Cup cars even slower, and lack of grip in those two areas could turn into a parking lot in 6 or 7. There's a lot of runoff in 7. Going to have cars stuck out there all night probably.
The only named corner I can remember off the top of my head is, well, 2 of them. Canada Corner and a Corkscrew. Does that work?
That works. That's good enough.
All right, good.
That's good.
Of course, the Canada Corner at Road America. Corkscrew at Laguna Seca. Which I still would be interesting to see a Cup car go down the Corkscrew at Laguna Seca.
I've turned some laps there in a Cup car, and it's not any fun. it's well, first of all, you got to hit the top of the hill just right and get the car slowed down enough to make that left turn in and then down the hill to the right. We don't want to confuse anybody because we're at Monza, but yeah, that Corkscrew very, very challenging, Chris, in a Cup car.
Well, we got 1 lap to green here. Tyler Dalton, your leader. Jeff Ward second, Ricky Harden third, Don Runkle Jr. fourth, and Woodrow Mahan your top 5. Tommy Ryan, Scott Eckrich, Brian Yazek, Calvin Filarski, and Gerald Livingston your top 10. We're at lap number 30 of 76 here. Quentin, if you're asking about for this league in particular, there is a Facebook page there. It's the Premier Racing League. You can look them up there. I'm not sure. Hopefully I answer your question. To answer your question, Scott F1AW, Sean is pretty fast at road tracks, but the guy behind the scenes, Joe Peak, is ludicrous speed fast, so that's where he knows all the corners. Which then again, we have Amjad, who's even faster, so.
Amjad would be our resident alien, sir. Yeah, he does. Total denial.
Amjad Yatman, the only guy who can go 3 wide at Mid-Ohio all by himself. Alright, so pace car going to hang a left here. We'll go back to racing with 46 laps to go, and hopefully we can get a good green flag run out of this. Obviously, the tight corners coming off have bitten people. The last one, Jeff Ryan, who pretty much impaled himself on that barrier right there you see on the screen. Pace car is in. Dalton on it. Back to racing. Ricky Harden pushing his way to second. Jeff Ward to third. The first battle for fourth. Don Runkle Jr. on the inside. Looks like Tommy Ryan going to take that fourth away. Maybe.
Take my fourth away. Sorry. I don't know why that came to my head.
And of course, I got the piano beat in my head now. Thank you.
Look at him scramble here.
Oh.
Down into turn 3. These guys are serious. Oh, wow. I'm getting nervous already here.
I'm just saying, I just want to watch. Oh, tight. Everybody get off 4 this time.
Man, the transition off of 4 is so wicked. The car just gets
that part. That kind of reminds me of Daytona a little bit, because Daytona's got those transitions like that. But Dalton going to the lead. That's what makes Talladega so much different than Daytona. Daytona's got transitions like this. Talladega's is more smoother down to the track. These cars bouncing around everywhere. Still 2x2 up here on the outside. Ricky Harden bringing that outside line. Tommy Ryan thinking 3 wide. That's not a good idea. Harden wants to get on chat and say, no, don't do it.
Oh, Tyler Dalton's off. There we go.
There we go.
That's it.
Oh, Tommy Ryan hit hard.
Jeff Ward just misses that. Oh, man.
More cars involved. Cadell.
Joshua King got into Tyler Dalton.
I would
probably start with Tyler Dalton.
Tyler Dalton?
It was him that started to get loose, and then he came back
Tommy
across the
Ryan
track.
got a pilot's license.
Yeah, Tyler lost it on the transition. Down there between, right, he was below the yellow line, tried to come back up on the track. You're going to see it from above right here. He loses the car and
right there.
can never catch it. He never caught it. It just kept going. He was long for the ride.
6 here. Bam. Whee!
Ward is just... Look at Ward there in 89. He just gets by. Just gets under that. All right. So, here we go.
Right, if you're squeamish here, you might not want to watch. Hey, Jay.
Oh, and
he earned-hearted it. Very nice.
He sticks the landing. Yes, sir.
Wow.
But
Gerald Livingston added him to the list.
I've just heard the Russian judge only gave a 4.3 on that landing.
Boo.
Yeah.
I see Tyler Dalton go for the ride there. Wow. Tell you what, the Rex have been really impressive.
And they will be here on this oval.
Now, I do want to throw a disclaimer out there. What you're seeing tonight from this league is not typical of this league. It's Monza. That's what this is coming down to. These last week we ran a Charlotte 400-mile race last week that went 181 laps with one caution in between. So these guys definitely know how to race. It's just a product of Monza.
Well, this definitely slows things down a little bit. Getting real close. In fact, I think by the time we restart, we'll probably be at the close to the halfway point of the race here, Chris.
Yeah, 76 would be 38. So yeah, and hey, Sean, look who's leading.
Well, and Chris, you beat me to it, but that's kind of where I was going. We're almost halfway through this race, and well, Snoop Doggy Don Runkle is going to restart it. Looks to be from the lead. He's been out there for 11 and a half laps. Has had an opportunity to pit, but is keeping the car out there, and that zigzag machine doesn't have a spot on it right now, and I hope I'm not jinxing him, but great run here so far by Don Runkle.
Yeah, Billy Tungate, he is second. He's got some heavy damage. You got Woodrum Hahn third, Scott Eckrich, Brian Yazik, your top five. Looking at cars that went behind the wall, I see Tim Johnston has gone behind the wall. We haven't mentioned his name all night. Matter of fact, Tim there. Josh King behind the wall. Tommy Ryan behind the wall. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to step away real quick and take a break as Ricky Harden takes his car behind the wall, so he won't sweep all the restrictor plate races this year if you count this one. But we'll come back and we'll try to catch our breaths here, and we'll check out some drivers' health next on the Global Sim Racing channel. get the next caution. Back at Monza as we wrap up the 5th caution here, and we have had ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. It's like an elevator tonight here. Don Runkle Jr. leading. Woodrow Mahan 2nd. Jonathan Cadell, who's been involved in 2 of the wrecks, he's 3rd. Scott Eckridge 4th. Brian Yazik 5th. You got Jeff Ward 6th. Billy Tungate is 7th. Norman Peltier's up to 8th. James Grahul is on track still. Where's he been? He's 9th. John Wilco's 10th. Calvin Filarski 11th. Tyler Dalton back on the lead lap in 12th. And everybody else behind the wall. So we're down to 12.
The lucky 12. The lucky 12, the dirty dozen, if you will. Getting it done here in Italy tonight.
You make me want donuts. Which we all know Italian bakeries are awesome.
Hey, I'll take a cannoli. Oh.
Attaboy. You know when you're in an Italian deli, Sean? When the string is coming out of the roof. It's the truth. When your only Italian delis have string coming out of the roof. If you go into one that says an Italian deli and there's no string in the roof, come on. Am I wrong, Sean? You're on Long Island. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, sir.
Okay.
You're not wrong. You're not off base at all.
That's like last week. Me and friends had arguments over one of the ways that you know you're an American person is if you hit your knee on a tailgate part, the hook of the tailgate. I just lost the term.
The tongue.
But
the tongue.
Yeah. If you ever hit your knee on that, you know you're a true American. Anyways. Pace car off as Don Runkle going to lead him to green. That's a quarter for every time we've said that. Jonathan Goodell going to go up to 2nd here as he gets to the inside of Woodrow Mahan into 12. Don Runkle up front's probably thinking right now, what am I supposed to do now?
Keep digging, baby. Keep digging and don't get back there with Jonathan Goodell.
Getting tight. Goodell going to have a line on his outside with him. He's got Mahan coming with him. He's got Eckridge coming with him. That's an LPM train. A hitch. Thank you, Quentin. The trailer hitch.
Yeah, the tongue hooks up to the hitch. There you go.
Yeah.
That's on the wrong end.
That's all. But we all know if you hit your knee on a hitch, it hurts. Oof, I get nervous every time I see that right there. Don Runkle.
Yeah, Eckridge skating the the line up there. Really, really close to making contact with the wall. Eckridge going to settle into 3rd, up in front of Don. Don now got Tyler Dalton in his mirror.
I wonder if these cars are going to settle and just go single file now and just ride. Because that's the only way you're going to get to this finish is ride. We're halfway right now. If this is a normal PRL race, we would be giving away bonus points on this lap, but not tonight. Jonathan Goodell, Woodrow Mahan, Scott Eckridge, your top 3. Don Runkle Jr. there in 4th. Tyler Dalton 5th. Jeff Ward, Brian Yazik. That's your lead draft here. Sean, do you think they're listening to us?
The drivers?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope not.
I hope they are for the sake of staying straight line, please.
Now, doing a good job here. Snoop Doggy Don, he's slipped back to 4th here, but he's doing a great job of keeping the car in the gray. The car actually looks pretty settled right now. He's got those older tires on it. It seems to be working out for him.
Riding the back bumper of Jonathan Goodell, that Steel Horse racing car. Woodrow sticks his nose down there. I don't think you have to worry about any breathing issues on your car. I think your car is going to stay under temp the whole time. Runkle thinking about it. You know, it was really cool. If you happen to watch the Dover race Sunday, the Austin Dillon car had a camera. It was kind of like the live shot that the Indy cars were doing. in his car, and you saw the vibration. The really cool shot was the shot you're seeing on our camera that Austin Dillon had. It looked like the old 1980s camera because it was vibrating so much, and you were seeing the back tailgate of the car. Really cool shot in that race. You didn't get a chance to go watch it over race.
I actually enjoyed the visor cam.
Runkle for third. Yes, that camera's awesome.
Yeah, they were using at Indy. I thought that was pretty. Runkle gets full contact with Dalton. You know, and that was just a situation where Runkle's car just moved a little bit because of the terrain, the track, and it caught the wheels just right. It moved just a little bit. Dalton right there, and Dalton hooks him. Certainly wasn't intentional. Don, though, gets a bit of a break because he's able to peel right off into the pits. You see, the car just moved up a little bit. Dalton, minding his own business, nowhere to go. Jeff Ward, unfortunately, gets involved in that. Ward, previously unscathed, his luck ran out.
Yeah, Jeff Ward, yep.
And unfortunately, I think that's going to be heavy damage for Don Runkle. That might be...
Oh, Yazik got in it, too.
Yep, Don is taking that car behind the wall.
So Don Runkle going to go behind the wall here. It's a survival of the fittest now officially here in Monza. Unfortunately, teams tonight are going to be like, can we please get these cars fixed before the road course, which hopefully these guys brought different cars for the road course. Apparently, Jonathan Goodell confirmed that they're listening to us. Basically, Jonathan Goodell said, and I quote, he said, "Yes, broadcast crew, we can hear you."
Well, I never advise to be paying any attention to the broadcast while you're driving, but hey, listen, to each his own. So Jonathan Goodell obviously not working hard enough. He's got time to peek in on the broadcast. So good on you, John.
I'm okay with listening to the broadcast. It's watching it while you're trying to drive. It's kind of the hard part. It's like reading chat while you're streaming.
The delay just messes with me, man. It's a multitasking impossibility for me, man. It's just too much to think about.
Speaking of multitasking, we didn't get to talk about Indy much for you. How'd you do?
Okay. All right, so we had our wonderful Pack Majors race. Let me first say that Mike Willett and the guys over at Pack Majors do an excellent job organizing that series. And the Indy 500 that they hosted Sunday night here on GSRC was incredible. I was not in the pro split that was here on GSRC. I was down in the amateur split, down in the or what they call the sportsman split, down broadcast on OCTV. Thanks to those guys for broadcasting that. And well, okay, I've done everything but answer your question now, Chris. How did I do? My excellent crew chief and spotter Steve Brown had us on a really great strategy. It was running well. I actually was in second place, restarted the race in second, gave up a couple spots, got to lap 118, and then I turned into Sean Ambrose again. And I lost just a little bit of focus. I had a tank slapper. I wrecked the car, and that was my night, unfortunately. I fell 82 laps short of what could have been greatness. We had arguably one of the fastest cars on the track. I could pass in the turns with confidence, and I had incredible speed down the straights, but in the end, I fell way short, and it was a little disappointing. I'm still a little bit crushed, but thank you for asking and for everyone who kept up and gave me words of encouragement.
Well, we're still proud of you, Sean, and we know you suffered no injuries, which is good, but we're proud of you, so that's all that matters.
Well, this weekend I get to go back on the box where I belong.
Oh, yes, Le Mans.
And let real race car drivers take over at Le Mans and wheel them, help get them into victory lane here this weekend. Really looking forward to the Turn 2 Motorsports GSRC team getting out there and competing. I think we're going to have 6 drivers on the team this season. And trust me when I tell you, all 6 are some dudes, man. We got some guys that can drive, including our great director, Joe, who will certainly be at his peak on Saturday.
Aha. Very nice, Sean. Well, yeah, I'm going to be racing in Le Mans. It'll be my first one, actually. Just actually looking who our team is here. I'm going to be racing with hashtag Adam Littell's Steel Horse team for a second time. I ran with them at Sebring. But Josh Group is going to be on the team. Adam Littell, Jonathan Cadell, Woodrow Mahan, Paul Pepper. Also going to be on that team with us, with myself. So, yes, so bunch of oval guys learning Le Mans.
Yeah,
that's
so
what it comes down to.
Get to run with the PRL boys. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, ran.
I've got to repeat.
We got to turn his mic live.
He's got a team of Michael Waltrops out there. Thank you. Thank you, Joe Peak. That's
I'm
great.
at the wrong track. We ran Sebring together. We were going to run Nürburgring, but I had something happen. I was not able to run Nürburgring, but Sebring was pretty fun as we ran. It was my first ever race in a prototype. But we'll see what happens Saturday.
Well, we will be running the brand new Ford GT, and we've had just time to run a couple laps, and it's been such a tease because it just feels, sounds, and looks like a beast, and can't wait to get out there and put some more laps on it. Probably this evening. So
nice. Well, here comes my oval. Here comes my oval side. I'm running the Hippoda or HPD.
The HP'd. Great.
So listen to Colin Filarski, who's talking about basically he's checking his email while under caution, and apparently his family's watching. Hi, Filarski parents.
I believe Billy Tungate is writing a new technical manual for pool maintenance right now. In fact, he's going around. It's got that new certified pool operator course coming up that he's got to administer to everyone. He's kind of writing out a syllabus right now as he runs around the track.
He's probably trying to find a way to turn this into a pool. So here we go. We're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars now on the track here. I'm seeing 10 on the lead lap. Tyler Dalton, Yazik, and James Crowley at the catch the pack here.
Jeff Ward out here in chat saying he wasn't able to actually use his fast repair.
Interesting there, but yeah. We're going to join Runkle behind the wall, and we should mention there is money on the line. $20 going to the winner of this race, and I'm not even going to say the $10 part because I don't think anyone has 0 incidents. Maybe James Crahula. Look where he's been all night.
Oh no!
Wilco got the wall.
Oh, jeez. Jeez.
And the barricade strikes again.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey. Oh, jeez. Wilco just a little bit too far to the right. Oh, man.
You know, Wilco usually drives a goofy car. And what happens when he wrecks?
Oh, and he, it wasn't just his content. Billy Tungate caught him.
Yeah. Now, for those who don't know from watching the other broadcasts, when John Wilco wrecks in the goofy car, I always go, yosh! Anyways, Scott Eckridge gonna lead him in green. Woodrum on second. Jonathan Goodell third. Survival of the fittest.
Wow. Well, the top 4 get a really nice restart.
Yeah, I don't think Tungate's up to speed at all.
Yeah, no, that hurt. That hurt. He got a lot of front end damage when that car went out in front of him there.
Yeah, top 4 single file. You're going to have Dalton. You're going to have Yazik and Krahula running single file here as they try to catch this front pack of 4. Down into turn 3. Eckridge looking to win this all-star race. Still got 31 laps to go. Now, pit stop wise is a great question. I think everybody can make a Premier no problem, so we don't have to worry about that anymore unless they get damaged.
Krahula stepping out back here. You'll see him there on the screen, the blue car down to the inside. He's going to make his way past Dalton and Brian Yazik. Both cars with a bit of damage that they're struggling with. James is not damaged. He gets around.
Yeah, because I think these guys are going to follow Krahula now with the no damage, and Krahula should be the faster car there leading that pack.
Yeah,
but I think if anyone has 0 incident points, I think you're seeing it. It might be James Krahula. Mr. Strategy.
And you know what? And listen, for all the crap that James Krahula catches from this league and these guys in this league about his prowess driving or lack thereof, he always runs clean races. I don't think there's any great surprise. He's had some memorable incidents, and we'll leave it at that.
I was about to say.
Yeah, he's had a few memorable incidents, but on the whole, Krahula's always one of the cleanest drivers out there, and I'm not shocked if he is the last one standing there with no incidents tonight.
I was going to say, I remember the first ever Daytona 300 with 6 laps to go when Krahula took the field with him.
It's still legend. I still use it, so... You haven't been wrecked until you've been Krahula'd, baby.
We lived and learned that day. You cannot go to the apron and get back on the track into the pack coming. The front 4 pulling away. They got about 2.5 seconds on James Krahula. Want to see the lap times when they cross the line here to see how much faster this lead pack might be than that second pack. As they cross the line here, they should be right about now. 7, 7, 7, 7s all across the board here. Second pack comes through. They're waiting for it to update here. 51.5 is James is on the screen there. So yeah, they were a little bit faster, it looks like, or a little bit slower actually, by almost a second.
Yeah. Yeah, and they continue to lose here. They're falling behind. James only 1 car, and unfortunately, those 3 are getting away quick.
Dell poking his nose out there. Hey, how about that 4th place car? Oh, by the way, Calvin Filarski. Riding on board there. I think that's was that Wild Heaven beer on his hood there?
Yes, not familiar with that one.
I haven't heard that one either. But yeah, cool scheme on the car, black car there. You see the bumpiness on the track, how he's bouncing around. Looks like the Indy cars in Detroit this past weekend.
Yeah, that Belle Isle circuit's a little rough. It's a great circuit, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Put that on iRacing, please.
Yeah.
And apparently I'm being told there's rumors that it's being scanned, so maybe I'm the day late, the dollar short.
Well, yeah, they better hurry up because it takes them about 8 weeks to assemble that circuit, and then they tear it down pretty quick when they're done with it because the local residents aren't big fans of Belle Isle. They say it looks like Alcatraz for 2 months, and they want it gone. They're not big fans of Roger Penske there either, unfortunately, because he's the one who originally, I think, put that whole deal together, or at least has been the one that's kept it going.
Well, if there was any
quite an expense.
Well, if there was any kind of scan, then obviously it would have had to been done this weekend, you would think.
Or sometime over the past couple weeks, yeah. Because the course has been ready for about 2 weeks now.
Okay, yeah. But down into turn 3 and 4, you see them still single file, and they're just pulling away from the other pack now, 6 seconds back. So it's pretty much becoming a 4-car race if these guys can keep it clean here for the next 26 laps, which I don't see why these guys aren't going to stay single file. I think they've seen what the mayhem has happened tonight. Calvin Filarski and that Pelletier McQuistion Simulations team looking to pull the upset there in 4th position.
And, and while we were talking about Belle Isle, that was a busy weekend there.
Yeah,
they had the GO Trans Am series there was there, and the TA and TA2 series both ran. They had the IMSA boys were there. The WeatherTech series ran. And the Indy cars, and they had the what was it? What do they call that? The Monster Pro Trucks or something like that? Or
Oh yeah. Now, did the Continental
that Pro
Series
Truck
run
Series?
there?
What's that?
Did the Continental Series run there?
No, the Conti boys didn't because of the TA Series running there.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, the local guy finished in the TA Series. A local guy here from Riverhead or from Hampton Bays, Long Island, finished on the podium in second place in the TA Series. Vinny Allegretti, nice run from him. Been over to the shop, met the boys. Great team over there with a great effort. Made it all the way to Detroit. They go to Indy next. The
Nice.
Trans Am Series, running the Indy course next time.
What was that name?
Vinny Allegretti.
I think I ordered that last night for dinner.
The race up front, good. Eckridge leading him around. Mahan got his tail. Jonathan Cadell, Calvin Filarski. That's your top four. James Carula and the boys back there, 10. They keep dropping back, Chris. They just can't find enough speed to catch these top four cars.
Now, coming up here in the next probably 5 to 10 laps, these leaders are going to catch Billy Tungate, who's about 35 seconds back right now. So he's probably over turn 2 right now. But needless to say, he will get caught here. Actually, he's down the middle of the backstretch right now. But the leaders are going to be coming up on John Wilco and others. That's going to be the first bit of lap cars that you see these leaders catch. You see up ahead there's Wilco. Got his damage fixed. He must have had that fast repair after he became the second guy to annihilate the barrier under caution in turn 3. That one right there on screen.
Well, they got him dialed in now, don't they, Chris?
Well, I think eventually they had to figure it out. You know, we knew Monza would be mayhem, and that's what it's turned into.
Yeah.
Haven't heard any updates on Jeff Ryan on his health status after being impaled by the wall off turn 4. Also, Travis McQuistion, who played ping pong with the wall in the front straightaway. Yeah, you wonder now if these guys got a long enough run in. I wonder if Handlin will play a role with these cars in that smaller spoiler. You're right on board, Jonathan Goodell. Watch his car just porpoise into the corner, just bounce. Bam, bam, bam. He just bounces.
Yeah, and it's that uneven surface that I told you about before we even got started. John Wilco doing a great job of getting out of the way, letting those guys get by. Heck, Wilco just lucky to be back on track after the contact he made. Obviously had been sitting on that fast repair, and that still keeps him in the race. He's a couple laps down, or he's a lap down, I'm sorry, but you know what? He's got a chance to finish right now.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how he does. But Wilco doing the class move, getting out of the way here as we see a potential move for second. Nope, Cadell gets back in line there. But, you know, Sean, we talked about the new build today, which, in case you're watching this, you might want to go update your build. A couple new factors this build, one being with the tires on all the cars. So now pretty much if you slide your tires, the heat in them builds up quicker, and it can affect grip levels.
Yeah, and it can. They did some work with the tires on this build, and by everything I read, it certainly sounds great in theory what they've done. So I don't know if this track's given us the best example of those changes, but certainly we'll see deeper
We'll
in
see
the
it
run
Thursday,
here.
I think.
Yeah, I think we will definitely Thursday. Yep.
And then, of course, some of the other builds that updated is we got 2 new cars. We got the Ford GT, which you guys are driving, as you mentioned, at Le Mans, and then you got the Ferrari.
We're getting around Tugate here. Hang on. Billy Tugate up the wall. Ooh, he's still kissing him a little bit.
I think they're going to clear him. Good.
Okay.
But we were saying the Ferrari, the Scuderia Ferrari is not the F1 car, but the 488 going to be a new car that you can buy now. And then on the racetrack side, Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, which we'll be seeing. I've already heard that the PRL is interested in putting it on their schedule for next season for possibly the trucks. It's already, I think, been added for the next season of the Bootleg Racing League, which you can see every Saturday night here on the Global Sim Racing channel.
Yeah, two whacked out guys doing that broadcast.
Yeah, that you want to talk about cheese grater bull ring. Go see Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, man. Wheel and Modified Tour ran there earlier this season, and that is some kind of track, man. And it is hard on tires. Grip is plenty there, but it comes at a cost. And I can't wait to get on that track and check it out.
Yeah, that should be a fun one. I remember watching some of the old, as they called them then, Busch Series races there with Dale Jr. and guys like that running that track back in the mid-'90s. That was definitely a fun one. If you ever had, I think it was NASCAR 99 for the computer, you were able to race on Myrtle Beach.
Interesting. I didn't know that, actually.
Yeah, I've played my share of video games throughout the years. You see the blimp view looking down at these cars going through the forest. Here you see right there part of the road course that you'll see ran on Thursday. This is part of a 4-race international summer vacation, we'll call it, basically, as tonight it's the Monza All-Star race, and then Thursday on our regular schedule we'll have the Monza road course take out the first chicane. Next Thursday we go to Twin Ring Motegi, and then the following Thursday we go to Suzuka before we head to Daytona for the summer break.
Would it be fair to say this week is our European vacation, or will we get in trouble for saying that?
I see what you did there. We are a couple of National Lampoons, if you want to call us that. It's safe to say I think Sean is easily the Randy Quaid of the bunch.
Oh, Uncle Eddie. Yes, sir. I lived in a motorhome.
I'll admit, I could be that guy that sets up the Christmas lights during Christmas time and can't figure out why they're not coming on.
Yeah.
Justin Rodden in chat there, driver of the WWE number 27 normally here in the Cup Series. He talked about adding Hickory Speedway. I agree with that one. I definitely agree with the Hickory Speedway on iRacing. Hickory Speedway back in the day, when you'd watch a race there, it would actually, when you were out of the race, there was no garage to take the cars to. You had to park your car on the outside lane of pit road. So we continue under green now. 60 laps in the books, 17 to go here.
Yeah, they're debating the number of laps for this all-star race. That's what it's come down to. Now we're debating format here in the closing laps of the race. It's funny. The conversation has evolved over the evening. It's really good. Good news is Billy Tungate, I think, is just about done with that syllabus he was writing for his pool operator class there. Yeah,
he could be shooting a video right now on YouTube of how to clean a pool.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be interesting. Got his own little, what do they call this? Selfie sticks?
Proper application of chlorine.
Don't put too much to where it hurts your eyes, okay? Those awkward moments where you go swimming in a pool and your eyes would be bloodshot red when you came out because you decided to open your eyes in the pool. Ooh, Cadell sliding up the track a little bit.
Mahan getting a really good run coming off of 4.
I don't think he's going to try to pass his teammate yet. I think he's just trying to push him.
Yeah, I know, but boy, he was right there and right up on him, and that's so tricky coming out of that turn. You don't want to be actually connected to the car in front of you, almost like he was.
I'm just looking on the screen here. Pretty much the leaders are clear of any lap traffic by about half the track, so I'm not sure if they're going to get back to Billy Tungate before the end of this race, but it's definitely going to be close. We got about 14 laps to go. But we definitely appreciate the Patriot Fire Cup Series and Premier Racing League for letting us come aboard this all-star race, and you know, it's part of something for us to do during our tour of Italy. I think Sean and I tomorrow, between off days, are actually going to take a trip to Imola and try to break in and race a little bit, but don't say that out loud.
I was curious who's buying dinner tonight.
How about we let the guy who came over for one night?
We could maybe do that. We could work that out.
I mean, he did earlier off the air call biscuits biscotti.
Yeah, I want Italian. Is that a reach? Think we can scurry up?
We did not come here for a burger.
Yeah, you think we can scurry up some Italian food?
So, per Joe, who's telling us to do the headset, apparently you can ride a bike around Imola. So, hey.
Yeah, hey, you know what? I'm down for that. Let's do that.
You know what? Goose just gave us an idea in chat. We can go check out Maranello.
Yeah, we could. It's Ferrari World there is quite a sight to see, actually.
Isn't that right over here near the track, I think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my bad. Ferrari World's not in Maranello, it's in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, you're nowhere close. You're at the wrong track.
Which makes no sense, by the way, other than they've got a lot of money to build someplace like that. But yeah, okay, my bad. Thanks, Joe. Joe's all over it tonight. I'm getting loopy, Chris. It's all yours.
I'm with you. Quentin, to answer your question, no, they should be good on gas. I believe they can go about 38 laps if it's like Talladega. So these guys are on lap 23 of their run right now. 12 laps, 23 would be 35. They should be able to make it all the way. But yeah, Maranello, that's a pretty good idea there.
For the record, I'm getting a little loopy here. This track it's a bit mesmerizing. Again, I've never done 76 laps in the seat here. I'm doing it in the broadcast booth this evening for the first time. This is a lot of laps to this track. Again, I don't like the surface, and I don't like what it does to the car. You're constantly working the wheel, even on the straightaways here, and that's what makes this track even more challenging than both Daytona and Talladega combined, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm looking through chat here, Sean. And of course, we know what NASCAR is doing this weekend at Pocono, and of course, one guy in our stream, it's Mr. Rodden, asked when is GSRC going to pull a NASCAR and have the drivers do the broadcast of a race? Now, obviously, Yazik was already up here last year. So you're telling me to get some people like maybe a Jonathan Goodell and a Scott Eckrich and a Woodrow Mahan and put them in the booth and put Joe, Sean, and I on the track. I just do not see something good happening on the track.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think that works out well for the booth either. I think the drivers are a fan of that more so than the fans, and maybe more so even than the broadcasters. So I'm totally happy being up here in the booth.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm with you too. I'm just thinking to myself, job security.
Yeah. I know some of these races that I prep for, and I get on a track in a particular car in a particular track, and I think to myself, thank God those guys are driving and I'm not. More times than not, that's how I feel about it.
I think about that in the majority of road courses when I have to go out and run like I ran my first laps on Le Mans this week, and I'm like, man, I'm glad I don't have to run. Oh, wait. Then it clicked in my head that I had to race it. Let's see when the guys are going to start making moves here. Cadell thought about it. Where it tend to go.
Cadell, and he was skating that line there, that yellow line, started to straddle a little bit and thought, oh, the car doesn't feel good down there. Let me move up the track just a little bit, right in front of Filarski.
I think what needs to happen here is Cadell needs to team up with Filarski and say, look, them two are going to work together up there. We need to work together. Almost like a tandem.
Yeah.
You got
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. One of the drivers I feel worst for is Brian Yazik, who has just no help at all right now. He's just kind of stuck back there. That damage he got on the front end was really the end of his race, at least the competitive end of his race being over. Right now, it looks like he'll probably finish 7th, unless Billy Tungate can get Tungate's a lap down from him. So Yazik, just like I said, kind of riding out there alone now. Kurhula and Dalton have pulled away.
Now, this could be interesting. Yazik is a loud pedal guy, and of course, you got two loud pedal guys leading. So this should be very interesting with the lap car coming into play here potentially. Not saying there would be any shenanigans, but team racing. Gap right now from Yazik, you'll see him down the back straight, and there's the leader. So it's about half the straightaway separation, but I just don't know if Yazik's fast enough to stay with the pack, so I don't know if he's going to impede. I wouldn't, knowing Yazik, he won't impede, but at the same time, you can understand him trying to help his teammates win.
Well, yeah, but again, this is for fun, this event, and I think Yazik knows, based on trying to keep pace with Filarski, Krahula, and Dalton, that with Krahula and Dalton, that he can't keep pace with these guys. He knows that.
Crossing the line, 7 laps to go. Make that 8 laps to go. Make that 7 laps to go. That's what happens when you have 4 different start-finish lines on Monza.
Oh, Billy Tungate had to park it. He decided he was done.
He finished his project.
Apparently so, yeah.
Billy Tungate, the first guy ever to shoot a YouTube video on filling swimming pools while on Monza. Congratulations, Billy.
American Pool Supply thanks you, buddy.
Truck Series, they ran here this Sunday night, I believe, on the road course.
Yes, they did. I unfortunately don't have the results of that. I can try and get them for you here real quick. Let's see, we got 6 laps to go.
We got 6 laps left. You got the top 4 here. Eckridge, Woodrow, Mahan, Jonathan Goodell. As you see, we don't have research people in our booth. We just roll on our own.
We wing it, baby.
We have our phones. That's our research group. But Eckridge, Mahan, Goodell, Filarski. Of course, the underdog here is Filarski in this group. Filarski has had his struggles and everything. Goodell obviously was suspended 2 races ago for some incidents in a prior race. And then Woodrow Mahan, he has not won a race yet this year, but then Scott Eckridge won a couple of races earlier in the season and decided, I'm going to step up in the admin part of the booth.
Will stand corrected as the American Pool Supply Truck Series is in a bit of a break right now. Yes, they return Sunday, June 11th. That's this Sunday, June 11th, at Volusia Speedway.
Oh, the dirt track.
Yeah, they're going to be
For some reason, I
little
thought I
dirt
saw on their schedule Italy, but okay. I stand correct? Now, I should mention, Yazik did pull aside. He went a lap down. I don't know if he went down pit road or what, but he is a lap down now and is actually even farther ahead of the leaders now. There's Yazik coming off turn 4 as the leaders go into turn 3 here. So I think that's about the same amount of damage he's had. He had that right front damage from the first lap wreck, so I don't know if he ever used his reset or not. We're coming to the line here, 4 laps to go. I think Jonathan Goodell is going to have to be the first one to make a move here. Now, the start-finish line is all the way here. Right there, that little line is the actual start-finish line. So it's kind of like Talladega. You got all the way to the end of the straightaway to get to the line.
It's a drag race all the way from turn 4 down to the end.
Goodell poking his nose out, thinking about it, thinking about it.
Getting a little squirrely.
Still thinking about it. Not to mention, mate-wise, you got 2 Fords and 2 Toyotas, top 4.
Well,
the gap getting wider.
Attrition, the key to this race tonight, Chris, but I don't think this finish is going to disappoint.
No, I don't think so. As long as that, you know what, doesn't come out, we're going to be okay. Now, we could have a 79 Daytona 500 happen where the top 4 take themselves out and all of a sudden Krahula's back in the other turn coming to win the race. That's possible. Now you see those guys on the front stretch.
Typical Krahula fashion.
That would be a Krahula win.
Yep.
Now, in fairness, Krahula did win last year's Summer Daytona race on a caution-free event. Coming off turn 4, we'll have 2 laps to go, 6 miles or a little less. Can Scott Eckridge hold off his teammate and these others? I see Filarski falling back a little bit here. Not sure if he's just trying to get a draft or
Oh,
We're just trying to
and
make it a
that
run.
That was the fastest lap of the race for Scott Eckridge.
Wow.
Fastest lap of the race, period, of 50.1.
I think they're turning up the wicker a little bit here. Not to mention they're coming up on Yazik. Yazik going into turn 3 right now. Cadell, I thought he was going to look to the bottom. Now there's enough room here on the front stretch. You can make the move right here and go for the win. White flag in the All-Star race in Monza.
Did you see that? Yazik decided to pull off the track
Good
in
move.
front of him.
Cadell to the bottom and 1.
Will it end in tears?
Pilarski with him.
Ooh,
Oh,
Eckridge
the
closes
block.
the door on him.
Woo. Pilarski goes up with Mahan. They're going to go side by side down the back stretch. Mahan pushing Eckridge into 3 and 4.
Here comes Filarski. Watch Calvin.
Here
Watch
we go.
Calvin.
The drag
Watch
race.
Calvin.
Ooh, Cadell gets loose. Here
Great
they
job.
come down the straightaway. Eckridge to block. And Eckridge to win the All-Star race at Monza.
Oh, Woodrow Mahan. A close second. Filarski with a nice fight. Cadell. Yeah, I don't think he helped himself by staying down there on the bottom like that, to be honest with you, Chris.
And he got
I
loose.
think the car was just too unstable down there.
Yeah, he got loose there off the corner, and that hurt him. But what a great run for Scott Eckridge. He gets the $20 in winning this race for his Loud Pedal Motorsports guys. Woodrow Mahan completes a 1-2 for Loud Pedal. And how about Calvin Filarski, the Georgia driver, finishing in 3rd? We'll talk to those 3 guys coming up next as we get through the post-race here on the Global Sim Racing channel. back at Monza. The All-Star race complete. Scott Eckrich going to victory lane as the Midwest, we could say, representing here. The Illinois driver winning the race. Second place, the Indiana driver, Woodrow Mahan, finishing in second. Calvin Filarski finishing in the third position. Jonathan Cadell finishing fourth. James Gruhl at your top five as Tyler Dalton, Brian Yazik, John Wilco, Billy Tungate, Norman Peltier to third, your top 10.
All right, let's take it back to 11th, where we're going to find Jeff Ward. Hard wreck for him, and a missed fast repair, apparently. We don't know what happened there. Snoop Doggy Don Runkle was in command of this race at one point. He's got to settle for 12th. Josh King, 13th. He actually started from the pit lane, manages to get a 13th place finish, but did not finish. Gerald Livingston, 14th. Tommy Ryan, 15th tonight. Ricky Harden, 16th. That's a tough night for the unacceptable racing guys. Tim Johnston, 17th. Jeff Ryan, 18th. 19th. Travis McQuistion. Boy, did we see him have a couple of hard wrecks this evening. Jeff Gow, 20th. 21st, going to go to Carson Abe. 22nd. Jeffrey Gilliam only got 3 laps in. Tough race for him.
Yeah, not a good night for Jeffrey making the appearance here tonight in the Patriot Fire Cup Series. But look up here and see, just looking around here through the field of people everywhere on the track here. Scott Eckrich, I think I found Scott. Yeah, let me grab Scott there. Hey, Scott, congratulations on your win here. A lot of people down here partying with you as for an all-star winner, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun to win a little exhibition race like this after not having been in the car in such a long time.
The carnage that happened out there tonight, I factored up to Monza. Is that pretty good, fair to say?
I mean, it was borderline impossible to keep these cars side by side for more than a lap. It's just, eventually somebody was going to hit a pothole that shoved them up into the outside lane, and as obviously we saw that a couple times throughout the race there.
You had a very interesting wreck when the big one happened there off turn 4. Now, I know you lost control there in the grass. Now, did you go straight there thinking you could get through there, or did you not realize the wall was there, or did you just know, I'm about to hit this wall?
I was angled a little bit the wrong way. By the time I got it to straighten out, it's just there was not enough turning there to get it back onto the track. So instead of spinning onto the track and taking out some more people, I just decided to power into the fence, knowing we had that one do-over available to us.
Well, you did a great job tonight, Scott. That final lap, describe that real quick, because you had to hold off your teammate and 2 others.
Yeah, I told my teammate probably about 20 laps before we got to where we're at. I'm like, I wish I was where he was, because I figured that was going to be the spot to do it. Cadell got that really good run through the middle of 1 and 2, kind of on the apron there, I guess, and knew we had to do something with that. So went down there, and the second we got in front of him, he just shoved us forward. So just real crazy. Luckily, my teammate couldn't get clear in time to poke under me, because I feel like if he would have done that, he'd probably be the one talking to you right now in this position.
Well, you were able to hold on to win the race, and little known secret, when you were hitting the barricades at the beginning of the race, it actually hurt your nose.
Yeah, people were saying that. I didn't notice any damage on the pit stop, but
Well, you did a great job tonight, Eckert. So congratulations on your win in that 70 car, and send some shout outs out.
Yeah, thanks. I just like to thank the team for working together, or especially Woodrow for it may have been a little boring, but it kept us up front and got us in the position for either one of us to win. So just big shout out to them.
Absolutely. Well, Scott Eckert, your winner of the All-Star Race, the exhibition here at Monza. Congratulations. And Sean, you've got his teammate Woodrow Mahan.
Woodrow, that was one wild and crazy race out there tonight. How did you manage to survive and finish on the podium, buddy?
I think luck had a little bit of stuff to do with it, and the quick repair. That's what I'm going to nail it to. I'm going to nail it to the quick repair.
Yeah, and when did you need to use it? Why don't you go ahead and remind everybody?
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, it just, the thing is, after we had all those cautions, it was just trying to fall in line and get the laps done, and damn Scott, man, he's just a tough cookie.
Yeah, he is, and makes his return to the track this evening and almost made it kind of look easy. It's Got to make you guys scratch your head and almost feel a little disappointed.
Well, let's just I wouldn't say that. I mean, he's a good racer and all, and he just got the better of me tonight.
Well, Thursday we get to turn left and right here, and a totally different configuration, totally different layout. How much practice have you had for that?
We race back here in the winter league, and that's really all I've touched of it. I've been in the HPD getting ready for Le Mans Saturday, so that's where I'm just gonna hopefully I'm gonna use what little ability I've used there, and hopefully it'll just translate over, and we'll just strap up and hope for the best.
Well, sir, thanks for being in the mix all night, bringing us an exciting race. Anybody you'd like to thank?
I can't believe I'm going to say this. I gotta thank my Loud Pedal Motorsports teammate Scott Eckridge. It was nice to see the 70 car back. Wish I hadn't seen so much of his back bumper. Yeah. Thank Nick Cohan for the American Invasion car that we're going to run this week, and anywhere else that we're going to be tromping on foreign soil, the American car will be up and running. And you guys putting the show on, like I said, you guys are awesome, man.
We appreciate that, Woodrow, and hey, again, congratulations on that big second place finish tonight. Chris is caught up with a man who gave it his all. Winds up on the podium here in third place, Calvin Filarski.
Yeah, out of the group of four, Sean, you could call him maybe the sleeper pick, as Filarski did everything he could. And Calvin, welcome first off to talk to us here. It's really cool to have you here, and you get a top 3 finish tonight. Talk about that final lap and what all you were trying to do.
Yeah, nice talking to you guys. I don't get to talk to you guys very often, so it's nice to hear y'all's voice. Sleeper's probably an accurate term. Kind of asleep at the wheel there on the last 2 laps. Probably could have followed John home if I'd been there to help him out. Maybe giving him a chance to take the win. But talking to Travis over the radio after he came out of the race, and we were going back and forth between should I hold up, should I wait and see if these guys take each other out and I'll just cruise to the victory, or should I try and get in there and fight it out with them? And just a little too much indecision as it came down to it.
Well, you definitely had some wildness happen. I noticed you were in the back most of the time. Talk about what you were seeing out in front of you.
Yeah, just a lot of guys racing really tight on a way too narrow of a track. I mean, this track historically hasn't really been run since the mid '60s, so I mean it was tough out there. But there are times where there's a lot of cars in front of you, and you just wonder if you should hang back a little further and take the yellows and catch up. And that strategy seemed to work out pretty well for the most part.
Well, you did a great job tonight in that 28 car. We're proud of you, and we look forward to talking to you on Thursday. But send a shout out whoever you like.
Yeah, I want to say thanks to Norm and Travis for running with me every week, and we have a lot of fun coming out here, even if we don't run too well. And looking forward to turning left and right on Thursday night. Should be a good event for you guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to the road course racing coming up here on Thursday. But congratulations on your third.
Thanks, guys. Just want to say shout out to my dad. He watches the races every once in a while, so appreciate him checking in from the West Coast.
I was wondering when you got into Scott Pruitt in. Come on, nice job there.
Thanks, guys.
Calvin Filarski, a third place finish here at Monza in the All-Star race. Sean, as we put a cap on this one, your final thoughts?
Hey, my final thoughts are this. Let's get going. Let's get Thursday here as quick as possible. I can't wait to get back on track with these guys. I think, folks, you'll want to tune in. You're going to see a much better race. I don't want to say a much better race. I want to say a more competitive, tighter brand of racing, and we won't have any caution flags slowing us down. It'll be go, go, go from the time the green drops. You got to be here Thursday night, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're going to do some road course action. Special thanks to our Premier Racing League for putting on the Patriot Fire Cup Series. Also, thanks to the software and hardware that we use on our broadcast that you'll see listed on our screen.
Also, thanks to our musical contributors, Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde, whose music you can find at the websites listed. For more information about future races, you can see the list on the screen, or you can go to globalsimracingchannel.com, where you can check out past broadcasts, check in on our current schedule of events. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel. Look for us on Facebook. Just type in Global Sim Racing Channel. You'll find us there.
And the next time we will be on the air with the Premier Racing League Patriot Fire Cup Series is coming up Thursday. Again, 2 days away, round 16 of the Patriot Fire Cup Series. We take on Monza's road course minus that first chicane. As we talked about, it's going to be a very fun race. We hope to see you at 9 o'clock Eastern Time Thursday. Congrats again to our winner, Scott Eckrich, the Monza All-Star Race winner for Dougie Beard, Joe Peak, Sean Ambrose. I'm Chris Scala. Race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.